Welcome to day one of the video concept that is literally cursed for me. This is my third time trying to film a week of evening routines. The first time I hit death's door with an illness that I think was adenovirus, but I never got tested, so I can't actually say that for sure, but had me down bad. That was like a few months ago. I tried it again and I got so stressed. I'm trying to remember what that was about. I feel like it was related to like a subpoena and work and my LCSW, and just like so much was happening to where I was like, how can I title this video De-stressing the work week if this is the state that I'm at? So this time everything is going to be great, and this is going to be a week of evening routines where we're actually de-stressing the work week, realistic week in the life with a 9 to 5, but having good evenings after that. Tonight I am doing something new. I feel big, brave, and bold about it. Successful. This is the rug that I picked out. One of my favorite books ever. And it was a messed up book, but it was like really good. I do fear that today is gonna be my last time doing that. I'm doing great. We're not stressed. We are de-stressed. Nothing's gonna be crazy, though I do have plans that I am excited for, and I also feel like it has been a while since I've actually just like vlogged a week since we've had all the moving stuff going on, which I fear is gonna make me chatty, but I hope that's fine. My plan for today is to go walk on the treadmill and read my book. Mondays and Fridays are typically our rest days from the gym, which just means my body hasn't like moved today, and getting some additional steps in, especially because I really wanted to read tonight. So reading while getting some additional steps in, and then probably after that sitting on the couch and maybe still reading, feels really great, and that's what has been energizing me through the day, to know that I get to come home and do that. Something that I'm also going to try to work into this week though, you may notice that things are, I don't know, weird behind me. There's a couple shelves literally just in the middle of this room. The moving is not fully settled in yet, and so I'm going to try for every night to put at least some effort into just like getting the boxes entirely finished, getting things fine, because we did make a lot of progress this weekend, and I don't know yet which video I will put these clips into. I kind of think it's going to be the next one that I film, that is going to be like the last monthly reset of the, wait, it's not the last, getting my life back together, like settling in fully, like getting everything, getting my feet back under me type of monthly reset. I think I'm going to put these clips in that video because I think it'll flow better. But we did go furniture shopping. We went antique shopping over the weekend. We went to several different stores in Atlanta that I was so excited to try out, and my expectations, things went well. Let's say that. Things went well with some new furniture pieces that I'm sure we'll talk about this week, but the like footage of us getting them, I think I'm going to put in that video. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've committed to it now because I've said it out loud. Sweet husband made salmon for dinner. I am gonna eat that, I believe, before I go to walk, and then just change out of my scrubs and into some shorts, and then take my book and de-stress the Monday with this evening routine. I'm gonna start my 30-minute timer, and my focus is gonna be entirely this room right now because honestly it is out there is like emptier, but there's not like things that need to get put away. And then in this room I feel like is where progress can get made. These I just put here like whenever we move stuff out of the living room to have room for our new furniture. Same with this one that's literally in the middle of the room right now. This is our old TV console that's just also in the middle of the room right now. And these like I'm down for reusing. I don't know exactly how they're gonna work out yet. But then I also recently put all of our like leftover boxes right there too. So I kind of think loosely what my plan is going to be in these 30 minutes. I'm just going to turn on like an audiobook, YouTube, something. I'm going to put this shelf back here. This is the bendy shelf that eventually I don't want to own anymore, but right now like we'll just love it and it's bend. We'll appreciate it. And then I'm going to try to move the boxes. I feel like probably into the desk corner, see if I can consolidate it all and then just move them back there so the TV stand can go on the wall that they're on. Because then again, I feel like sometimes I think whenever moving, like I have to put everything in its perfect place to start. And I think making slow steps just to get like a little bit more livable is fine too. So that's what these 30 minutes are gonna focus on. You can't see this over here, but there's some bags over here too that I could work on as well. Kind of all options. And then, I mean, this shelf barely has anything on it, can definitely have things added to it. The TV stand doesn't have anything on it. The TV console outside doesn't have anything on it. So there's like places for things to go. It's just deciding who's gonna go where and when and if we'll stay there.
into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder we were always gonna last. Yeah, I do remember tears and the laughter. How could we fall so fast?
Relatively good progress, I feel like. That was not 30 minutes. I'll spend the other part of my 30 minutes in the kitchen doing dishes and things because this part got to where I would like it to. Granted, if I show you that corner, like things are not done, we're not settled in, but this feels at least more functional, not having just like shelves in the middle of everything. And I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's fine, I'll think about it later. Let me scoot over so the lighting's a little bit better. The book that I'm currently reading is We're All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter, which I was like subconsciously kind of putting off starting because I have loved so many of Karen Slaughter's books. Number one, they take place in Georgia. Number two, they're just like really good mystery thrillers. I've read all of the Willa Trent series multiple times over. I haven't read all of her standalones, but I have Pretty Girls on my bookshelf, and it's kind of one of those things too where it's like so hyped in my head that I haven't read it yet. But We're All Guilty Here follows a kidnapping of two teens in like a small town in Georgia. Karen's just a very good writer, and I'm about 50 pages in, and it has been very good. I'm super excited to see where the rest of it goes. I kind of like this is the beginning of like a new series for her, North Falls series, and I feel like maybe just because she'd done so many Willa Trent books, maybe she just like wanted to break into new characters because they do feel very reminiscent of each other, just in that it's her writing style, it's her settings, it's her creation of the story, but all of the characters that I followed for like 15 books aren't there, which is kind of weird. Like I keep just like waiting for Will to show up, and Will's not going to show up, I don't think. Though I am curious if she'll have put like a cameo in here. I think that would be cute, and I'm gonna be on the lookout for it. And then what I'm listening to, my audiobook that I'm listening to right now, is on Spotify, and it is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Super interesting premise. Basically the main character, Jet, someone attempts to her by hitting her in the head very hard with a hammer. But instead of passing away instantly, I don't know how medically accurate this all could be, but basically she has like a piece of her skull that's not in the right spot, and she has 7 days to live before like the aneurysm will take over her brain. So she's like fully coherent in herself for those 7 days, and she decides that she's going to find out who murdered her in that time that she's alive. I think right now I'm about halfway through, well, okay, I'm 53% of the way through the book, and I'm about halfway through the amount of time she has to live as well. I think we're 3.5 days in, and I like the premise better than I like the writing. This is Holly Jackson's first adult novel, but it doesn't feel adult to me. It still just feels YA, which I think is fine. I just wish that it then like were YA instead of the characters randomly being like in their mid-20s, because they don't feel like that. They feel like teenagers. It also, and this could be a fault of the narration, I'm not sure, it also just like really gives Disney Channel humor with like the quick quips and like the puns and the sassy responses. Like, I'm going to finish it. I am curious like what has happened and what we're gonna find out, but not like a raving review for this one.
Will be no hard goodbyes, thank God we're civilized. Be on our separate ways as we fade into gray. But I still miss the way you used to feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. Yeah, I do remember tears and the laughter. How could we fall so fast and let us go? It's time to surrender. Now that it's ended, nothing to say.
Welcome to evening routine number 2. Tonight I am doing something new. I feel big, brave, and bold about it, but I saw that at one of the local library systems in Atlanta, they do free beginner Spanish classes weekly. And so I'm gonna go to my first free beginner Spanish class tonight, which I'm nervous about just because it's like a new thing, it's out of routine, all of those things. I don't know anybody who's going, I'm going by myself. But the things that are good about it are that I have like loosely in the back of my head, without taking true action, wanted to regain Spanish skill. I studied it a lot in college. I did an intensive like study abroad program learning Spanish, and I got really comfortable in the language and then also really have lost it. And it's always frustrating to me whenever I hear Spanish now, because I like know that I used to would have been able to understand better, or I used to would have been able to express myself in the language, even if not perfectly. Like now I just don't even have those words or those like the vocab. I don't have any practice, and I'm so frustrated by that because like it would have been such a great skill if I kept up being able to speak 2 languages. And so it's been hard for me because I know that going back in, even though I would have used to not have been a beginner, I now will be very much a beginner. And so that's kind of kept me from doing anything to relearn the language, because I just get frustrated knowing that I used to know more than I do now. But I think that this should be chill, low stress. If I hate it, I don't have to go back, but I mean, it's low stakes, it's literally free. I do have to kind of turn around relatively quickly right now, but I am hopeful for it, and it's at a library that I have a hold that's ready to get picked up. So if nothing else, then there's that. But also, this is the rug for under the dining room table that has arrived, laid out so that it can start flattening. It's pretty tough, and it's like an indoor and outdoor rug, which I feel like sometimes isn't a level of toughness that I would want inside, but it's going under our dining room table. Our dining room is carpeted, which is weird, but I feel like having a rug under it is good. Not only for aesthetics, but also just for functionality of like if food spills, it'd be great to have it be on a more washable layer than just the carpet that is in here. This is the rug that I picked out. I really like it, and I think I picked well, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna let it just kind of flatten on its own for maybe like a day or 2. I don't really know. I'd like it to be entirely flat before I put it under the table right here, but don't know how long that'll take. And then I'll kind of vacuum it and everything beforehand. And like I said, it's pretty rough for like an indoor rug, but I think it's fine. Like, you're not really going under a dining room table to be cushy, comfy. And it'll be good for pulling chairs in and out of, so I think it's a good look. Let me change my clothes though, out of scrubs, for my Spanish class. Okay, I'm wearing this cutie little shirt from Aerie, or American Eagle, I forget. It's like their offline collection, and I love it. It dips low in the back, so I always pair it with like this specific bra because they are the same color. And then trusty Lulus, just to be a little more casual. I have packed like a notebook and a pencil. I don't know if I'll need that, but I figure that's probably good to have. And then I packed like the book I'm reading now in case I'm early, because since it's a time when it's only getting worse. Like it says 18 minutes right now, but that could change to like 30 on the way, so I'd rather just get there and then like be early. I brought my book just in case there's extra time, and I also need to get gas on the way there, which is a little bit stressing me out because I hate getting gas like in the city areas, like in Buckhead. I don't really want to get gas there, but I think those are gonna be my best options for gas stations. All fine things. I feel nervous, but I'm just gonna head out and I'm sure it'll be so great. I'm glad that I went and I tried it out. It actually made me feel a little bit better because I realized that I think I remember more than I think I can. If that makes, I don't know. Like as she was saying vocab, like it was coming back to me very, very quickly, I feel like, or like I was knowing it. Whenever I first got there, she was like, okay, for the new people, like put up on your hand 1 through 5. 5 is you're fluent. 1 is like you can't say anything in Spanish. And I was like 1, that's how I felt like. But I feel like it made me a little bit more confident that like not all my past years have gone to waste. And I will say, I can't make the judgment, I don't think, until I go more often of if I will keep going or not. It's a free class, so like that's a great thing. It was a lot of just like vocab and like very basic putting stuff together. Like at the end of class, we got to like el es un hombre, like piecing it all together with the vocab. And I still have like so many of my materials and things from when I studied Spanish before that I just don't know like how to do it best. I don't know how to do it best because like these basic classes, I sit in there and like I didn't really learn anything, but then get me into high of a class and I'm like too out of practice to really do it. So I'm glad I went, and I feel like adding curriculum like this into like an adult life is a really great thing. I am absolutely starved considering I usually eat dinner at 5 and right now it is 6:56. I am very ready for dinner, shall we say. But I picked up my book too that was on hold. It's Guess Again by Charlie Don Liam. I have so many books to read and not enough minutes in a day that I'm reading them. I think I'm gonna go in, eat dinner, tonight's evening routine, eat dinner, shower, and wash my hair. It's definitely a hair wash day. And then I'm gonna try to FaceTime my nephew. It's his birthday today, his first birthday today. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh, cutest thing in the world. They sent us pictures of like him at daycare and they put a little hat on him today. Oh, and he had a cupcake. Birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday. That's the cutest thing in the world. I'm gonna try to FaceTime him and finish off evening 2 well. Something else that was kind of cool, I forgot to tell you, was whenever I walked into my Spanish class, one of the girls that was already sitting down was like, I know you from somewhere, you look so familiar. And I was like, oh, it's my first time here. And she was like, no, I definitely know you from somewhere. And I was like racking my brain because usually I'm pretty good with faces to where like, even if I have no idea exactly where I know someone from, like I'll know I've seen that face before, and there was no recognition. Like I was really trying to rack my brain to like come up with something to offer. And she goes, it's TikTok, I follow you on TikTok. She's like, social work? And I was like, yep, that's me. It's just always so wild to me because very, very rarely has that ever happened. And usually it's like, I don't know, people that I know will like later mention that they've like seen me on TikTok before or like something like that. But for that to be so out of the blue, I feel like that's the most out of the blue that's ever happened. And it's cool to like see the real people behind numbers. I really like that. And she didn't mention YouTube, so I don't know if she's here. If you are here, hi. Love chatting with you. But that was such a funky thing to happen. Tonight is Tuesday, as you know, which means it's Dancing with the Stars, and the week I'm filming this, it's Dancing with the Stars Wicked Night, which is I've been so excited for. However, I do not watch it live. I have to wait till Wednesday and watch it on Hulu. So starting at 8 p.m. I cannot get on like any social media because I don't want to spoil a single thing for me. Like I'll look at TikToks and stuff leading up to 8, but as soon as the show goes live, like I do not want to see anything. But I'm so excited for tomorrow. It'll probably be like by the time I see you for the evening routine, I'll have watched the whole episode, will be my guess, because I'm planning on starting it like during our morning workout in the morning, and truly so pumped for that. Last little thing to update you on. I had quite a busy day at work today, but I had like time at the very end of the day where I finished my notes and I was just sitting there and I read about 20 pages, I would say, of my book. I was so curious this whole time because I was so intrigued in the mystery and everything that was happening so far, and every time we were finding something out, I was like, there's a crazy amount of the book left for us to be here. You know what I mean? Like I kept thinking like, what new is going to be introduced into the plot, because we still have so many pages left. Something changed, and the original mystery, like the book is not about what I thought it was about, and I'm not sure what it's about now, and I don't want to like tell you anything really because I want you to be able to read these 150 pages and have the same feeling that I did. The book is not about what I thought it was about, which just makes me so intrigued because it just is like really goes to show like you never know what's waiting for you in the pages you haven't read yet. So I'm very excited to sit down tonight on the couch, stay off TikTok so I don't have any Dancing with the Stars spoilers, and get further into my book. Welcome to evening number 3, de-stressing the work week. How we are de-stressing today is by giving back. Today is my day to donate blood, so that's where I've driven to after work, is a Red Cross center that is not my favorite to drive through traffic patterns wise in Atlanta, but I made it. And looking at it right now, it says it says American Ped Cross. Can you see that? The R got messed up. But the past few times I've donated, I've given Power Red, which I do fear that today is gonna be my last time doing that. And I kind of knew that even last time when I did it. Basically, there's like a minimum mass that you have to be to donate Power Red, just because like your total blood volume. And I'm not gonna lie, this morning I was under that mass, but I feel like after eating through the day, like I'm probably right there. So I'm gonna do it one last time. Last time it did make me feel a bit anemic, but Power Red is cool because you donate 2 units of red blood at the same time, and then they give you back your fluids. So they like filter it out and give you back your fluids. So it is a lot of red blood cells gone, but like you're not like fully dehydrated and stuff. Like you do get parts of your blood back. It takes about half an hour, and I really liked it both times that I've done it. I don't think I can. We'll see how I feel. I might look a little pale when I come out. I might be a little blue in the fingertips. I think this will be my last time. I think I'll be back to just like regular donations after this, which is a negative thing in that I don't get to give Power Red anymore, but is a good thing for my like weight loss journey, which I have talked about. I made a video about it in February whenever I was starting, and then I've mentioned it here and there since then, but I haven't like made content necessarily surrounding my weight loss. But we are getting to like the very end of my goal. We actually are getting to very, very, very close to my first goal weight, and then I made that like had seemed so out of reach for me whenever I started. And then I made a bit more aspirational goal, but that was like would actually fully get me back to a healthy body fat percentage. And we're getting right towards the tail end of that too, to where I do think by the end of this year I will be back in the body that I feel most comfortable and most healthy in, which is very exciting. But that just kind of plays into the blood donation today, because I have been eating in a deficit for the months that I've been doing this. Today I did like try to go a little bit more towards maintenance, because I don't want to be in a calorie deficit as much and giving blood like this. But it also relates to blood in the sense that this will be my last Power Red donation, because if you just donate regular blood, it takes like 5 minutes, super easy. I've never felt effects from it, and like as a short stature person, not a lot of blood in my body compared to like if you have any more inches than I. Regular blood donation has always been fine. This one, it might be a little bit of a challenge. I want to try to bring my book in because it does take 30 minutes, and I feel like that could be good productive time instead of just like scrolling on my phone. But I will only have one hand, and I also feel like, I don't know, I always get like embarrassed reading my book in public or reading a book in public. But I'm gonna try, because if that's how I want to spend my time, then that's how I should spend my 30 minutes. Successful. I am cold though. I don't think I've ever had like reason to get fluids in my life that I can remember. So that getting fluids via this donation is a new sensation to me since I've been doing it, and it makes me quite cold. Last time they gave me like this really great warmed up blanket, and I was so freaking cozy, but this time they didn't. I could have asked, but I didn't. This is my snack that I got from the Red Cross. Deep River Zesty Jalapeno Kettle Potato Chips. And then I also have a coconut Built Bar that I was gonna have this afternoon, and I kind of forgot about it because I got busy. And so it kind of ended up working out perfectly that I get to have it now. Not necessarily a typical day of eating. This is definitely a typical day of eating. All of this together and like everything I had earlier today, not a typical day of eating. But like I said, I didn't want to be in a deficit and then give, you know, I'm gonna sit here and eat. Should we do a taste test? I've never had these before. But I have had Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. Those are delicious. Barely anything in here. These are good. I did read my book while I was in there, so I feel proud of that. And then it occurred to me that I'm pretty sure my chairs should have delivered today. I don't know if they did or not, so I'm gonna check on that. And I'm just gonna sit here and eat my snacks and probably turn on like a YouTube video or something like that, just to sit here for a little bit before driving, because I feel fine, but you're supposed to take kind of like 10 to 15 minutes after giving blood just to make sure your body's okay. It is so far.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. take you there.
Evening 4. My goal for tonight is to finish building the rest of the chairs because I think that the rug has also straightened out enough to where then we can just put everything together over there, which I'm very excited for. And we have had some thoughts about shelving over there too that I don't know if that'll be tonight. I am thinking that out of the 3 chairs I have left to do, I'm gonna do one of them before I shower just to knock it out real quick and keep listening to my audiobook, which is The Not Quite Dead by Holly Jackson, which I believe I told you about. I really just want to be done with this book. I'm like going to finish it. I'm just not enjoying it. I don't necessarily recommend this one, but I am so curious how my experience would have been different if I read it with my eyes instead of my ears, because I do fear that the narrator is doing a lot of this to me, just with the voices and stuff. Like, it still is just giving very Disney Channel humor. It still is giving that it is YA, but she swears the people are 27. I have learned they're 27. And then the voice is just like very much like JoJo Siwa, dream guest of my podcast. Like, that is the voice that I'm just listening to for all of these hours. So I want to power through and get it done. And I'm gonna see if I can do that in the time that it takes me to put together one chair. 3 should be doable tonight though. Like, I do think that that should be attainable, especially now that I know how to put them together. Last night there were some pieces, like there's some parts that I'm gonna have to do out of order what the directions tell me, because it is much easier doing it out of order than doing it the way it told me to, which I obviously didn't know for chair number 1, but I think that the next 3 should go a lot faster.
I would give it all away to do it all again. Make our love a story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there.
I think it was like in 2 different podcasts she like mentioned 2 different ages. Some people say they met when she was, or they started dating when she was 16 and he was 23, but that's not the correct age gap between them. It's much more likely that she was like 17 and he was maybe like 22, 23.
Oh, but so they tried to dodge it because she was 17.
Yeah. Whew. Teddy, are you ready for the reveal?
When he was sick, they said, make sure you toast this food.
Oh. Ah. I love you too. Bye.
Baby
Should I
butt.
like bring the table, I guess, over here so that we can scoot the rug in and then bring the table back?
What, baby?
What, baby?
What, baby?
What, baby? I'm so good at doing this. Should we just go in and out of the door again just because we can?
So over here?
Nope, I think keep going. I think it'll be almost to that wall. Because the center of the light. Under the light, does it look like I'm in the middle?
A little bit this way.
As soon as I bend over, I'm stupid.
Yep. No, stand underneath it.
And under that.
Yep, that's center.
Maybe like an inch this way? You think?
A little bit this way too. There we go.
Woo! Those chairs just about took it out of me. Almost every single chair, I think actually every single chair, there was a piece that I had to undo and redo because I had done it wrong, which is entirely user error, but also means that we just finished setting it all up. It's 8:39. I did not think that this would, I was trying to give myself realistic expectations by being like, okay, tonight I'll get the 3 chairs done. Like that's what I'll do tonight. I did not think it was actually gonna take until 8:39, and I did not think that I would be having to work. Is that? There's a big spider. Can you see that? It doesn't look big in the camera. That's really large. I'm doing great. We're not stressed. We are de-stressed. I am really glad to have that table done, but I'm signing off for the night. That was enough. We have made it to evening number 5, and I'm so thrilled about it. Let me close that door because that's embarrassing. I love having like a junk closet or places to store stuff that's not our own closet now, but I do need to like eventually, I've just been putting stuff in there. I do want to eventually like actually be putting stuff like on the shelves in there and consolidating it the best so it's not just like an entire mess, and also so it can fit more as needed. But at our previous apartment, that was all just in like our regular closet, so it's nice that our regular closet can just be closed and then have like extra room that just doesn't look cluttery, and then that thing can be so super cluttery. That is nice. Thankfully, the work week did tie up like in a little bow for me, which just makes me leave on a Friday feeling so good. Sometimes that's out of my control, just depending on like the workflow of things, but this week I was able to just kind of coast down till the end of Friday afternoon, which was so lovely, and I am kind of trying to have that same vibe for tonight. Yesterday I ended up just like so exhausted, and it really was those dang chairs. I was like moving all day at work and then just like got home and I was doing more, and it didn't shower till late. Like it just wasn't ideal, but I am glad that I got those chairs done so that it just is done, because that is such a good feeling. Tonight I do want to be nice to myself and do just like a handful of little weekendy chores, because if not tonight, then it'll be over the weekend. And I also want to kind of plan through the weekend just so I know what I would like to get done. There's a couple videos that I would like to film. I want to start on like another cozy fall video because that just brings me a whole lot of joy. That'll still be like a regular work week vlog, just also having like extra fall-like activities in it. And I want to go to a corn maze tomorrow, so I'm going to start that tomorrow because you can't go to a corn maze and not put it in the fall vlog. And then I also want to do like a getting my life back together. That's kind of like a monthly reset, but is like a time when I'm actually like needing a monthly reset. Sometimes I've skipped monthly resets because I kind of feel like, oh, I'm just doing stuff for the video. This is one that I actually like, I'm behind on keeping track of our budget. I want to keep track of that, or like get back up with that. I've been kind of scared of it since we bought the furniture. I like haven't wanted to look at the numbers, but in order to finish out the year strong, I do need to look at the numbers. So it's like the budget, just like planning out weeks coming up. I mean, it's getting towards the end of the year, and I guess I can save some of this reflection for that video. But like 2025 has been a crazy year, but like in a very productive way. And my goal for the next 2 months will be kind of just like to coast it out, kind of like I did with work this Friday afternoon. I'm gonna shower. Zach's roasting some vegetables, and then we're just gonna do eggs for lunch. For dinner, see, even though I'm feeling relatively de-stressed, my brain still just feels like tired from the week. It's hard thinking, it is. So I'm gonna shower, put on comfy clothes, like all of those things, eat, and then we'll kind of evaluate the balance of things today of how much is going to be chores, how much is going to be relax, how much is going to be planning. We'll see. Coming back to you, Cozy, I wanted to tell you about the books that I finished because I did finish multiple today, and number one was The Not Quite Dead Yet. Everything that I had previously told you about it stayed true. I ended up giving it a 1 star. I really did not enjoy it, but I am curious, just based on like how interesting the premise was and stuff, I am curious if people who read it with their eyes like it better, because looking through the reviews on Goodreads, a lot of the bad reviews that I saw, like whenever I looked at fellow 1 stars, it seemed like they'd all listen to the book. So I fear that the narrator just really did not do the book justice, and I am curious like if anyone else has read Not Quite Dead Yet, or if you are going to read Not Quite Dead Yet, did you listen to it or read it with your eyes, and did that affect maybe your enjoyment of it? I am very curious. And then I also finished today We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter, and I ended up really liking this one. I gave it a 4 star. It's the beginning of one of her new series, and I did feel like, I mean, the story was great. I was very interested, like the characters, everything, what was happening, the thriller, the mystery of it. I did feel like there was a lot of like family backstory, getting to know the personalities of the new characters, which makes sense because it's the first book of a new series, but I don't feel like that happened with Willow Trent, her previous series. This one felt like kind of weighed down to me because of that. That's why it's a 4 and not higher, but it was like very enjoyable to me. Still really enjoyed it. Still recommend it. It covers tough stuff, so if you're sensitive about topics, maybe look at the topics before you read it, but I do recommend it. I will be reading the rest of the series. I did guess who did it, and like I do think I guessed it at a part where Karen was dropping little hints maybe, but like I feel pretty proud of where I guessed it at. So that means upcoming, and I don't know if you can tell a theme, but I really was trying to, like, as we get into Halloween, do some spooky books. Oh, I guess I didn't show you. I started this one a bit ago and am just a few pages away from being done. Too Scared to Sleep. It's an anthology of short stories and like short spooky stories that it is YA, so I do think that has helped because it's like the stories are interesting, but they're not like my spine's tingling and I can't sleep at night. I think if you are someone who just wants to like get a story in every now and again, or like honestly if you have kids, like this truly is a young book. Wait, this is youth. This isn't even YA. It's literally youth. So if you have kids and want to do like a fun little Halloween thing, some of the things are like ooh, but they're not like awful depending on, you know, a child's age or my grown self's scare tolerance. So I'm almost done. It's interesting. It's good. It's not gonna be like the best book I've ever read, but I mean, they're short stories, so what can you say? And then coming up, I think I know which order I'm gonna read these in. I think I'm gonna read Cackle by Rachel Harrison next. I'm gonna finish the short stories and then read this one. It follows a woman who is moving from Manhattan to a small little town, and she's stunned by how picturesque and perfect the town is, how warm and friendly the people are. I feel like I've heard this is like kind of cozy, like the setting is, but then the woman meets another woman who lives in the town who takes like a special interest in her, and as our main character gets closer to this woman, she finds out that like the rest of the town are a little bit hesitant or a little bit afraid of this other woman. Sophie's appearance is uncanny and ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels a little unearthly, and she does seem to wield a certain power, but she couldn't be, could she? So I'm guessing it's gonna be like witchy. Oh, it even says in the bottom it's good to be wicked. So I guess I'm probably right on that. I am interested. And it's like relatively short. Still feels thick before you really start, you know, but relatively short. And then after that, which my goal is to do this one like right around Halloween, because this one of my favorite books ever, and it was a messed up book, but it was like really good and really had me on the edge of my seat, was Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. And I've never read another Darcy Coates because my expectations, I fear, would be that it would be the same as Dead of Winter, and so I want to read another Darcy Coates. She is a horror author, so like some of the, like, truly Dead of Winter. This one though is called Gallows Hill, and you can see in the cover it's like a little house there. You could also kind of see me again. And the family that this book takes place around, its last name is Hull, which my last name for now, because I still haven't changed it quite yet, is Scholl, which just feels a little like a connection. But the family has had an old winery that's been in their family for generations, and it's like this sprawling old house perched on top of a hill, huge estate. Their business prospers, their family thrives, until one day the parents just are are dead. They just show up dead the next morning, and people whisper that the curse has awakened once more. And so then their daughter has to come back to her childhood home, which she hasn't seen in such a long time, which basically is going to mean that she's alone in this sprawling, dilapidated building and forced to come face to face with the horrors of the past. So I'm super interested, a little terrified, but like very excited. My goal would be for this one to be like this weekend's read, maybe like Monday, Tuesday, and then since Halloween's coming up, for this one to be like right around Halloween is when I'm reading it. My moods of books read is gonna like plummet this month just of how many like dark books I'm picking, but I feel like 'tis the season for real, for real. Thank you for de-stressing all of our evenings together. I feel like, can you tell that we're doing good? We're just like living life. I think this was a good middle video to like come out of the moving content and back into just like regular stuff. So I appreciate you joining me for it. If you've made it to this part of the video, put this emoji because of this. I was just looking at it. That's what made me think of it. I'm so excited to see you guys' comments and see who's watching this and get to talk to you guys and keep making videos for you. So I appreciate you so much. Make sure to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you next time.